We love math A, we love math A, we love math A. Every time we divide, we already know the path A. Then we multiply, all we gotta do is roll the die A.
August 23rd, 2024. This is about quadratics and standard form version B. You're going to ask to be used standard form. Standard form has no parentheses. And it says match the function with the graph. So you have two graphs, A and then down there is B. Put a correct letter here. So I'm going to identify my A, B's, and C's. They are numbers in front, so A is -1. Remember, what do negative people do? They frown, so I know that this means down. Does that make sense? And that both the graphs are down, so then the C value is -8. This is your y-intercept. So let's locate a y-intercept of -8. And that would be this one, so that would be A is your answer. This one over here has a y-intercept of like 20 or 21. I saw some other students create a table of values and axis of symmetry. Yes, you can do that. You can clearly see the axis of symmetry is x equals -2 on this one. This one probably looks like a fraction. I don't know, maybe like 1/4 or 0.25. Number 2 says, look at question number 1. Look at f of x. I'm just going to copy this over here. Determine the average rate of change. So we did this in class. You can evaluate this separately. And then we can use the average rate of change formula, which is just slope. You should have that on your formula sheet. I'm going to call this one x1, this one x2. So it's not an ordered pair. This is an interval start end. So let's go ahead and do negative. x1 is -2. So every x value. So what I'm doing here is x1 is the same thing as x. It's just there's 2. So I'm going to put in for x -2. Okay, I'm going to highlight this one. Pay attention to that equal sign, the minus signs. Remember, you always have to do a parentheses just for the x. So x is -2. The square must be on the outside. And then we're just going to simplify that. -2 times -2, that means there's 2 of them, so that would be +4. Opposite of +4 is -4. Remember this one out here, you can also think as -1 times that expression. That'll be a +8 and -8. Those equal 0, positive and -8. So your answer is -2 to -4. This is your x1, this is your y1. That's an ordered pair. Let's do the next one. Let's do it in pink. So now f of x2. So f of 1 equals -1 squared minus 4 times 1 minus 8. So basically I'm putting this yellow and pink into the function, and then we're just simplifying. 1 times 1 is 1, so opposite of 1 is -1. Again, you can put that in your calculators, make sure you use parentheses. -4 minus 8, so that'll be -13. So this is your x2, y2. You can use your calculator to double check your answers, which I'm going to do right here. Mode, table, negative, alpha, right parentheses, get your x, minus 4, alpha, right parentheses, minus 8, enter, equals, okay, my start, I'm going to use negative 2 and then end at 1. Enter, 1, enter, stepping by 1. So negative 2, 4, and 1, negative 13. Okay, let's go ahead and put those into my formula now. Y2 is negative 13, use parentheses, minus Y1, just negative 4, over X2 is 1, minus my X1 value, which is negative 2. So that becomes negative 13 plus 4, and then this is 1 minus negative 2, or negative 1 times negative 2, or the opposite of negative 2 is plus, so 1 plus 2 is 3. So I have negative 9 over 3, which gives me negative 3. So my slope is negative 3. That'll be letter choice C. And the cool thing about this problem is you already have this on here, this graph. So I just want to show you really quickly. Negative 2, negative 4, negative 2, negative 4. It's hard to see, but that's like the yellow. And the pink was 1, negative 13. So what I'm trying to do is basically find the slope between the yellow and the pink, and then the answer is negative. That's why it's going down from left to right. So that would be a rise of negative 3 to a run of 1. So this would actually show negative 9 and a run of positive 3. Okay? All right, let's go to the back side. Shout out to Julian H, period 3. He helped me realize there are 6 boxes. You only should have 5. And we're going to need the axis of symmetry to fill out my table of values. I'm going to write standard form. Then get all my values. A is 2, so I know the graph is pointing up because positive goes up. Positive people. Smiley face. B is 4. C is negative 3. That's my y-intercept. Okay? Alright, so I need a formula. EOS x equals negative b all over 2a, and that'll be my middle one. Okay, so my b value is 4, put it in parentheses, 2 times my a value, which is 2, so this is 4 over 4, which is negative 1. So axis of symmetry is negative 1. Right here. Okay, so let's locate the graph. That means my axis of symmetry is going to go through this blue line. I'm going to cut that parabola in half, and this also tells me how to figure out the numbers on my chart. Watch. Numbers to the left, negative 2, negative 3. They have to be consecutive, which means next to it, and 0 and 1. You could do 5 mini problems. You could take this x value and put it in there and get an answer. Negative 2, put it in, but I'm just going to use my table of values, but my calculator, mode, table, 2, alpha, right parentheses, squared, plus 4, alpha, x, minus 3. Equals, my start is my smallest number, which is negative 3, equals, my biggest number, the end is 1, so press 1 and then equals, doesn't matter what number is there, and we're stepping by 1, adding 1 there. So here are my answers. Negative 3, 3, negative 2, -3, -1, -5, press down, get 0, -3, and 3. Okay? Let's go ahead and graph those. Left 3, 1, 2, 3, up 3. Left 2, down 3. Left 1, down 5, so that's 3, 4, 5. 0, -3, and right 1, up 3. So my points are symmetrical across the axis of symmetry, like the mirror I showed you guys in class. And then the last thing is my domain and range. Remember, the domain refers to the x-axis, and we're going to go left to right. So I'm focused on, let's try to color code this. This number line is just what I'm going to do here. So negative numbers to positive numbers. I'll go on my pen left to right. First thing it touches is arrow, just means that the graph is going through all the negative numbers. I can pick any negative number and get a y value. Over here, I can pick any value for the input and get an output. So all negative numbers, all positive numbers, an interval notation that's called negative infinity to positive infinity. Let's do the range. The range refers to the y's. We're going to go from bottom to the top. So that refers to the y-axis right here. Negative numbers down here, positive numbers up here. Take my pen here. Nothing, 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 nothing. Your graph is a visual picture of the solution, so we're starting there at -5. Anytime you have a number, most likely you'll have a bracket. And only when we get to inequalities will that change. The last thing I touch here are arrows. The arrows mean the graph keeps going up towards positive infinity on the y-axis. You don't have to write positive infinity, but that's helpful. Hope that was helpful for you guys. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Mr. Ng is the best teacher because he does everything for his students. So yeah, do math, and we love math. So ta-da! You know what's really funny? Not doing your math homework and mistakes putting your grade down. So yeah, do your math homework.